Hey folks, Yishai Fleisher here. A few years ago, I was with the great and sadly now late Mark Golub on ShalomTV. He asked me a tough question about the involvement of American Jews in the issues of Israel, critique of Israeli policy, and I had a witty kind of smart aleck answer, but I think it might be instructive. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We try so hard to bring truth and a love of Israel and a fear and reverence of God out into the ether. God bless you folks wherever you are, and check out my appearance with Mark Golub.
The argument is that America itself makes some mistakes when in times of conflict, whether we feel we're attacked by the Muslim world, whether we go back to the Civil War, whether we go back to World War II and how we treated the Japanese and deterred them, that there is a feeling that a free democratic country is tested most in how it treats its minorities when it is under siege. And that there are Jews who feel that Israel has made mistakes and uses the fact that they are in a conflict with the Arab world and the Palestinians in particular. They use it as a cover or an excuse that permits them to do things which Jews would normally not do, and which many Jews are uncomfortable in terms of the way Israel treats the Palestinians on the West Bank and how it does not yet give the Arab Israeli an equal share in the Israeli system.
Okay. So first thing is to understand that we are in a defensive posture. And yes, you make mistakes when you're in a defensive posture because you're in a kind of subtle state of war. So there's one thing in your whole argument which I needed to kind of fix, a little attitudinal change. We don't criticize Israeli policy. We are Jewish people are part and parcel of Israeli policy. And that's something I want to impart to all the viewers. Jewish people have to understand.
What do you mean?
I mean to say that Israel is the state of the Jewish people and not the state of the Israelis. We don't criticize policy, we get involved in policy. If you're about criticizing policy and not being involved in policy, then you're not in the game. You got to be in it, you got to have some skin in it, some kind of skin.
So you're never offended when American Jews criticize Israel?
I welcome it if they're involved in the story.
And what does it mean to be involved, Yishai?
It means to come there, try to get there once a year. It means to try to spend your money there. It means that if your kid says, I want to go on a trip, you don't say to them, oh, no. You say to them, sure, absolutely, I'm behind you 100%. And if, God forbid, your kid comes to you and says, you know what, Mom and Dad, all this education has paid off and I love Israel and I want to move there, you say to them, son, I'm right with you. I'm right behind you. I'm so proud of you. And that's not what happens all the time. Having skin in the game means having skin in the game. And loving your country and putting it first and understanding what a project we're involved in. That's what having a skin in the game. If you're sitting back sniping at it and just waiting to see what happens, analyzing it, you're an analyst. And I say, don't be an analyst, be an activist. That's what this lifetime's about. So be involved in the game. Be involved. I get Reform people a lot of times tell me, we don't like this is happening, this is happening. I said, listen, move there. Let's duke it out in Knesset. Come on. I'm not trying to limit you. I want you to be involved. The opposite. I want you to be my neighbor. I want you to fight it out with me. That's the way we do it in the Middle East. And yes, we are in a defensive posture because our raison d'etre is not to be a democratic country. Democratic country is a value, an important value, one that we seek to grow. It's not the number one value. The number one value is to be the never again state. Right? The number one value is to create a Jewish state which allows the Jewish zero tolerance for Jewish injury and death, and protects the Jewish people's bodily safety first. Second is the cultural, growth of the Jewish people, the return to Jewish, authentic Jewish culture and values, and falling in love with being Jewish again. And within that is liberal values of the other. And I want to see those values grow, but they're not first. And we're still not there at a place of
What's
peace.
first again? Say it again. It's interesting.
First and foremost is to create the never again state. It means to say that if there's an Ahmadinejad in this world that calls for the destruction of the Jewish people, as the Talmud says, if somebody wakes up in the morning to kill you, you get up just a little earlier and you get them first. Our job is to not allow people like Ahmadinejad to say things like he does and to prepare for what he does.
Okay.